come on in. Peter Morici, Professor of Economics at the University of Maryland. Now, does this kind of thing happen in your classrooms? I mean, are you called to account? Do you have to provide a safe space if you say that Trump economics makes sense?
No, the word's out about me. I don't get dumb football players and I don't get left-wing activists. I'm simply just not a tolerant person when it comes to that kind of nonsense. I think you ought to come to school, do your work, take your exams. But I am offering Clinton supporters the opportunity to take 2 midterms if it takes their mind off of their problems, and afterwards they can watch old movies in black and white featuring Ronald Reagan.
You're terrible.
I am. Well, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, you're very good. I think remedial economics classes for leftists might work very well. Now,
exactly.
One of Donald Trump's promises is that he's going to bring back those blue-collar manufacturing jobs. Do you think he can do it?
Well, if he fixes the trade deficit, we'll get a lot of blue-collar manufacturing jobs back. Some people that want them or aspire to them will have to do some retraining because they're very technical. But they would reopen factories in places like Reading, Pennsylvania, where there are people in sore need, and the opportunity to couple that with retraining would be very appropriate. I'm writing a column for next week about it. I think we could get back, about 3 million jobs without too much difficulty.
Now, when you say 3 million jobs, you're talking manufacturing jobs, the jobs that used to pay a middle-class wage? Is that what you're talking about? 3 million?
Mostly middle-class jobs. If we really got tough with China and balanced trade with Asia, we could get back about 3 million jobs. And they would be mostly manufacturing jobs. Not entirely, but mostly. And also, you got to remember, when a manufacturing community like Reading, Pennsylvania reopens a factory and the wages are $20 an hour, all of a sudden the waitress at the luncheonette's not getting $10 an hour. She's getting 15 and 18 with tips and so forth. So the whole wage structure rises. So I think it would be a very, very beneficial thing. The real question is, will he do it? But Barack Obama ran on the same platform. He was going to fix trade with China.
But another
will
question,
he do it?
Yeah, I understand that, but surely there's a question. If you take on China, you take on Mexico or another Asian society, don't you start a trade war?
We are in a trade war already. China has got a currency that's about 50% what it should be. It's subsidizing its exports. As it moves up the value chain, it keeps shutting out American products so that it forces us to go over there. One of the best-selling vehicles in China are Buicks. We could easily make them here and send them there. There's no particular advantage to making them over there. There isn't that much labor involved in assembling a car, but we can't get them in the country.
All right, Peter, do you ever think you'll see the day when they make iPhones in America?
I don't think they'll assemble iPhones, but important components are still made here, and they're made all around the globe. It's a lot like a Boeing. You sell it around the globe, you make it around the globe. I think that the people on the West Coast, you see California's threatening to secede, have got it so baked in the cake that they are superior to the rest of us that they actually believe American workers are inferior and won't entertain the prospect of doing what's reasonable, and that is assembling an iPhone or an iPad where they used to right here in America. It's very possible to do, but the people at Apple just frankly are a bunch of elitists, and they're still mourning over the death. I bet you they're out there with the protesters.
Okay. That's fascinating, Peter. A different perspective, and we appreciate it. Peter Morici, everyone. Good stuff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.